Appeals court delivers mixed verdict in Trump's legal battle. A new appeals court decision has brought a mixed outcome for President Donald Trump and his business empire. While the court has provided a temporary reprieve by staying some penalties related to a civil fraud judgment, it has firmly denied Trump's plea to postpone the enforcement of hefty monetary fines. The appeals court's directive requires all arguments to be submitted by March 18th, temporarily halting the imposition of certain restrictions that would bar the defendants from holding officer or director roles within any New York business or legal entity. These measures also extend to prohibitions on financial control and applying for loans, contingent upon the defendant. However, the court was clear in its refusal to stay the monetary judgment's enforcement and the appointment of an independent director of compliance, signaling a nuanced stance on the matter. In an assertive move, Trump's legal team proposed a $100 million bond on February 28 as they pursue an appeal, a proposal the Attorney General's office has contested, demanding full payment. The defense's filing underscores the urgency of their request, highlighting the judgment's punitive nature, its impact on legitimate businesses, and the looming threat of real property seizure by the Attorney General. HIAS provides maps and instructions for migrants in Panama camp to illegally enter the U.S. HIAS map inside the Bajo Chiquito invader camp in Darien Gap. Panama is giving migrants instructions and maps on how to illegally enter the United States with printed instructions on how to reach each bus station, medic, and what the weather is going to be like on the way to the U.S. While I was recording this video, there were thousands of invaders walking around inside the camp, waiting to be processed upon arriving from their jungle trek in the Darien Gap. I encountered invaders inside this camp from all over the world, including Afghanistan, Angola, Iran, and Morocco. There is so much irony in the fact that a Jewish NGO is helping Muslims from terror-tier countries and other places in Africa and the Middle East get to the United States illegally. I disavow at HIAS refugees. HIAS stands for Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. How dare these people help facilitate the invasion of America under the guise of Judaism? Look at the sign I saw inside the camp. HIAS is literally providing a service of route information. There needs to be legal accountability for HIAS, which is giving the illegals maps and information on the best routes to take so they can get to the United States. I also saw the same type of maps with instructions for the invaders with the United Nations at UN logo and the logo for Doctors Without Borders. HIAS is facilitating the invasion of America and the Great Replacement. Every single NGO that is giving aid to invaders needs to be shut down, and their staff should be charged with human trafficking. Shut it down! Systems down. Vegas casinos undergoing strange cyber attacks. MGM Properties, Caesars Entertainment, and other Las Vegas properties are enduring their 8th day of suspicious cyber attacks. The attacks first began the morning of Sunday, September 10th, and have shown very little signs of slowing down. The very next day, September 11th, came an onslaught of system failures throughout MGM Properties, leaving websites, ATMs, slot machines, and majority of financial transactions disabled at the Aria, and throughout other casinos under the MGM umbrella. It appeared that September 12th and 13th got the worst of the attacks, as they had spread from MGM Properties to Caesars Entertainment. All apps, websites, and phone lines were knocked out at both casino umbrellas. Guests had limited access to any kiosks, ATMs, and credit card transactions within these casinos. Many have also reported unusual charges to their credit cards, but have not been able to view their charges and receipts during their stays. Elevators have been down, and people have been kicked out of their hotel rooms with faulty room keys. All employee portals had gone haywire, leaving employees no choice but to check in and cash out guests by hand. According to a local source in the Las Vegas area, people are just abandoning machines with money still left in them. This all comes at the speculation of a group of cyber attackers being paid off an estimated $30 million by Caesars Properties, for reasons still unknown. MGM Properties released a statement in an attempt to alleviate public concerns and have since offered free parking at all of their casinos. Signs finally seemed to turn in the right direction on September 14th, with systems beginning to come back online, and property amenities such as restaurants, shows, and spas up and running once again. Employees at all of the casinos under attack have also been assured that they will still receive their paychecks on time. When September 15th rolled around, many casinos picked up their foot traffic. Signage could be found everywhere, making guests aware of the current cyber situation. At MGM Properties, credit card transactions still were under caution, and rooms could only be booked via third-party providers. On September 16th, a massive outage was reported at the Venetian Resort. No other reports have been made about the condition of the casino since the outage took place. By September 17th, services at MGM Properties had been disclosed to be in full operation, though there continues to be evidence suggesting otherwise. MGM Properties' website remains the hub for frequently asked questions on the pressing cyber issue. In addition, Harrah's Hotel and Casino is facing abnormal outages, but is not disclosing any further details on the situation.
It's the next era of the Taylor Swift travel boom. Are you ready for it? According to a Skyscanner travel trends report, 44% of Americans polled would take a short flight to see their favorite musician or band in concert, with 18% saying they'd fly farther. That rises to 60% if it means paying less for concert tickets. In 2024, these gig trip travelers combine their curiosity for new experiences and desire to explore the world with their love of their favorite artist to craft once-in-a-lifetime vacations. One show definitely fueling global travel, the record-breaking Taylor Swift Eras Tour resumes this month with 85 sold-out stadium shows in Asia-Pacific, Europe, Canada, and the United States. According to Lighthouse data, the Eras Tour will create the highest room rate of the year for each city it passes through. For example, Amsterdam hotels are up $173, Cardiff, Wales is up $162, and Dublin is up $108. The demand for the August concert weekend in Vienna is notably higher compared to other weekends, with several five-star properties and accommodations near the stadium already fully booked. Adds Helen Bichna, B2B Communication and Media Relations, Austrian Tourist Office, Inc., a Virtuoso preferred partner. The anticipation surrounding Taylor Swift's concerts has undeniably created a surge in demand for accommodations, reflecting the significant impact on tourism in Vienna during this period.
Trump promises to restore gun freedoms in Pennsylvania speech. Former President Donald Trump said Friday he'd never limit gun rights for Americans amid surging crime, border insecurity and global instability, all side effects of a Democratic administration he deems corrupt and immoral. Now I stand before you with a very simple promise. Your Second Amendment will always be safe with me as your president, he said. When I'm back in the Oval Office, no one will lay a finger on your firearms. It's not going to happen. Trump's pledge came during a 75-minute speech at the Great American Outdoor Show in Pennsylvania's capital city of Harrisburg as he chases the Republican presidential nomination. Even as they turn America into a crime-ridden, gang-infested, terror-filled dumping ground, Joe Biden and his thugs will do everything in their power to confiscate your guns and annihilate your God-given right to self-defense, he said. During the event hosted by the National Rifle Association, the former president recalled his efforts to protect and expand gun rights during his first term, including opening federal land for public hunting access, reversing an executive order that limited ownership rights for some Social Security recipients, and withdrawing from the United Nations Arms Trade Treaty, where basically they take your guns, Trump said. He also committed to undoing a federal rule that recategorizes pistol braces as short-barreled rifles, compelling registration of the weapons lest owners face a felony charge punishable by up to 10 years in prison. 25 states have challenged the rule in federal court. Without his intervention, Trump painted a bleak picture. It means hundreds of more radical left judges waging a crusade against law-abiding gun owners, and 4 more years of Joe Biden means a non-stop war on gun makers, dealers and sellers designed to put the entire industry right out of business, he said. He didn't forget to skewer the Department of Justice's decision against charging President Joe Biden for mishandling classified documents over his 40-plus years in office, either, calling his own infractions peanuts comparatively. Trump's speech comes after a visibly upset Biden addressed the nation late Thursday to respond to a special counsel investigation that laid bare numerous examples of his memory loss. The blockbuster special counsel report, while clearing Biden, sparked questions about the 81-year-old president's mental fitness when it called him an elderly man with a poor memory. Trump didn't mince words on Friday, warning that the world teeters on the edge of World War III. "We have a guy that can't put two sentences together, and he's in charge of negotiations with Russia, with China, with North Korea," he said.